Welcome back to the Price of Business. Already the final segment for today's program. Delighted to have my good friend in, Lance Malone, fellow ACU Wildcat. We're talking about, he's making fun of my purple shirt today, but, you know, he's got purple underwear on.
One of your shirt? I thought it was a nice purple shirt.
I'm playing.
Go Big Purple.
Go Big Purple, that's right. ACU Wildcats. And so an alumni association of two here in Houston. Actually, that's not true. I hear it's actually pretty big.
I think it is. You
Yeah.
know, I actually live up in the Dallas area. It's quite big up there.
Oh, it's huge up there. Yeah, absolutely. I have heard that. Well, listen, you always bring some interesting guests, but before you introduce your guest today, tell us about the great work that Standard Supply does. I think your company is pretty awesome.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Kevin. Standard Supply is a distributor of heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and refrigeration products. And we've been in business since 1946. And what we do is we help the best contractors in Texas take care of their homeowners and business owners, keep them comfortable, and have good working mechanical systems in their space.
Very cool. And tell us about your guest today.
Yeah, our guest today is Larry Dean. Larry's one of the owners of Total Comfort AC Systems here in the Houston area. You can find out more about them at tcacs.com. That's tcacs.com. And I'm excited to have Larry here today. Want him to tell us a little bit about his background first, and then tell us some about Total Comfort AC Systems.
Be glad to. Good morning. Well, I've been in this industry since 1987. Shortly after high school, got into the mechanical business, worked there for many, many years. Eventually moved on to the distribution side of the business, spent some time there, and had an opportunity to go into business for myself and took advantage of that.
Awesome. Larry, and this is your company, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And, you know, I tell you, and I'm looking at the website, tcacs.com. You're literally all over the greater Houston area.
That's correct. We are mainly Tomball Spring, the Woodlands area. We also branch out and do a lot of work in Katy, West Houston, and some work in downtown. And I did forget to mention a while ago, I am the owner of the company, but I do have two business partners, John Goebel and Paul Hall.
Well, we don't want them to injure you after the show, so I'm glad you mentioned them. Lance, your question?
Yeah, well, one of the things I noticed about Larry's business is they carry an A-plus Better Business Bureau rating. So I wanted to have Larry talk about how important that is to their business, what they have to do to maintain that, and how that compares with other air conditioning contractors in the area.
It is extremely important to our business. One of the main focuses that we have in our company is that we want to make sure that we provide the consumer with everything that we promise them. If we don't do that, they will let someone know that we don't. So not only do we ensure that we give the best possible work we can, we ask people to do referrals. For instance, Angie's List. We are a member of Angie's List, and we have a lot of our customers that will write a referral to talk about the type of work that we've done for them and how pleased they are. We recommend that our future customers look us up there and determine if they feel like we're the type of company that they're looking for.
Well, that's great, Larry. You know, I have a lot of air conditioning contractor customers throughout the state of Texas. We're in all the major markets in Texas. And you don't see an A-plus Better Business Bureau rating for an air conditioning contractor very often. A lot of A's, but it's very difficult for every person you've ever done work for to be completely satisfied.
That's right.
With what you've done, and if they've had a problem, that you've resolved it to their satisfaction.
In my experience, this culture does a lot more complaining and a lot less praising. And so you're far more likely to get people giving a negative response than they are a positive one. So that does say volumes. And so this time of year, I mean, we're now beginning to think, boy, what a winter. It sure did drag. Very resistant. But I think a lot of people are getting to that point where they're getting worried about where their AC systems are at as we get ready for the summer. Are you doing a lot of preparation for that?
This is a time of year that we begin our maintenance programs, our spring checks. It's finally starting to warm up enough. It needs to be a little warmer than it is today. You know, we typically look for temperatures to be upwards of around 70 degrees. Once we start hitting those numbers, then we start doing that, preparing everybody for the upcoming season. It's important that you have your air conditioner checked before the season starts so that if there is anything wrong, you find out before it's too late.
Absolutely.
Yep.
You don't want to find that out when it's 98 degrees with 85% relative humidity outside.
Yep, absolutely. By the way, I want to give that website one more time. It is tcacs.com. tcacs.com. Go ahead, Lance.
Yeah, Larry's company, Total Comfort AC Systems, is also a Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. I think we've talked before on your show, Kevin, about Standard Supply being a distributor of Mitsubishi heating and cooling products. And I wondered if Larry would tell us about that and how that's impacted their business over the last few years.
Well, we believe that Mitsubishi, without any question, is the best product that's on the market, and we do quite a bit of it. We've have a lot of customers that are looking to solve problems with a room, for instance, maybe a master bedroom. Maybe you've got some empty nesters, the kids are gone, and they don't want to cool the whole house or heat the whole house at the same time. We have some folks that use them for add-ons, maybe a sunroom, things of that nature. And we also we have customers that we're doing whole house, where we can go in and replace their existing central AC and heating system with a mini Mitsubishi Mr. Slim and be able to truly zone the house by having basically in some instances a system per room so that they can really control their comfort and their energy cost.
Yeah, and I think we talked about that on a previous segment, Kevin, about how that technology is really taking off here in the U.S. It's been prevalent in other parts of the world for years, but it's a recent development in the last few years here.
Makes a lot of sense, certainly from both an economic, even an environmental perspective.
Absolutely. Larry, I've also heard that your company's been one of the early adopters of the wireless technology in terms of Honeywell thermostats and controls with the Red Link product and the Wi-Fi.
And we have to answer very quickly on this because I let the clock run a little.
Yeah, well, tell us what those products do for a customer.
Well, the reason that we like them so much, Honeywell builds, in our opinion, really some of the best controls in the industry. But the thing that we like about it the most is this type of technology gives the homeowner controls that will let them know if they've got a problem before they have a problem. You can have something wrong with your heating or cooling system and it be going on for 6 months, a year, but it's not detrimental and the system's still functioning, and by the time you find out, it may be terminal. And with these kind of controls, it will alert you that you've got a problem before it's too late, where we can address that for you.
Awesome.
Larry Dean, Total Control AC Systems, that's tcacs.com. And the one and only Lance Malone, and great contributor here on The Price of Business, SSDHVA. That's SSDHVA.com. Standard Supply. Thanks.
Thank you, Kevin.
Thank you.
Great job, gentlemen. When we come back, much more for you. I do want to remind you, best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. And this is The Price of Business.